Hi everybody, this is Matt. Thanks for watching and welcome back. Range rules. Why do they even exist? That comes from a viewer question, and by the way, thanks for asking it because it's a great question. Here we go. I have a topic for you, Matt. A guy at my local range got turned away. He was alone, had never been there before, and didn't bring his own gun. He wanted to rent one and was politely asked to come back with a group of at least 2 people. Once he left, I asked about that rule and they said they turned him away as a suicide prevention precaution. Would be interesting to discuss range rules and why they are put in place. Well, thanks for the question, but it's a simple answer. Range rules are there for your safety, for my safety, for the safety of the general public, the employees of the range, basically anybody that comes around that range. And why do we need rules? Because there are a lot of people out there that are even driving around on the street today that have no idea, no concept of rules. So people speed, people change lanes without signaling, even though there are rules that exist. Not everybody follows them. But rules are there because they're common sense and they're about safety. How many indoor ranges have you been to where you have seen pockmarks in the floor in front of where you normally stand at the range? You see pockmarks on the floor, you see them on the walls, you see holes in the ceilings. Why? It's because people are shooting at the floor, they're shooting at the sides, they're shooting at the ceilings. I have even seen targets damaged where people have shot up into the electronics that drive the return of the targets. And whether it is incompetence, whether it is being malicious, now I tend to think that it's malicious in that particular example, but you know, you have to have range rules. Range rules are there for a reason. Now specifically though, about what you asked on the individual that was turned away. As a business, generally speaking, if you own a business, you have the right, the general right to serve people or to choose not to serve them. Many of you have seen video, you have seen news stories where occasionally there has been an individual or individuals that have gone to a gun range and have committed suicide. I believe that there's at least one case where there was a murder-suicide committed. And nobody wants anything like that to happen. I mean, me with my background in law enforcement, I mean, I've been on accident scenes, I've been called to suicides, that sort of thing. They're never pretty. And if you can avoid them, so much the better. So in this example, where a person comes into a gun range and they don't have a gun, they're not with anybody, they want to rent a gun, there must have been something about that individual that set off warning bells for the employees. Because at the local ranges where I frequent, on the indoor side of the fence, they have a rule that they're not going to rent you a gun unless they know that you are legal, which means that you have to have either a permit to purchase a firearm, i.e. a handgun, because in my state you need a permit to purchase a handgun, or you need a permit to carry weapons, or in your state jurisdiction it could be called a concealed carry permit or whatever. But they need to know that you have passed a NICS background check, because they're not going to rent a firearm to a felon. Not going to happen. But anyway, in this case, in this example, there was probably something that set off what I call the weird meter. That just means that something wasn't quite right. And the employees chose to err on the side of caution if it were an error. Otherwise, if that young man had intended to go into the gun range and take his own life, hopefully they saved his life by turning him away. They could have lost a customer, who knows? But I tell you what, I would rather be on the safe side and keep somebody alive than have them be dead. So sadly today in society, it does happen. Thank goodness it doesn't happen frequently in gun ranges, but there have been examples. So Range rules exist because it's common sense. It's there to protect you, me, everybody else. So I hope that answers your question. Thanks for the question to begin with. And until next time, thanks for watching, folks. Really appreciate it. And everybody, have a good one and be safe out there.